The 7 levels of superheroes. Explained.
Level 1. Neighborhood Watch.
Kiss your loved ones goodbye because you are not making it out alive. Oh, you think I'm talking about an alien invasion? No, I'm talking about a petty mugging. If one of these bozos pulls up, you're better off handling things yourself. They'll probably just get in the way as well. If you're getting jumped by 2 dudes, next thing you know it's free. Repping Team DC, we have Javelin, and in the MCU corner we have Agent Coulson, and in Team Others we got Kick-Ass and Crimson Bolt. Maybe the description was harsh on Agent Coulson. He's the true GOAT after all, but unfortunately he's still not doing shit with this squad. Maybe he can pull off a miracle, but I highly doubt it as he has to carry Kick-Ass's trash ass. This lineup looking like the 2018 Cavaliers. Don't get me wrong, it's not because these people lack heart, but because heart is genuinely all they have. They have no powers or $1 billion suit to compensate, just a 100% polyester shirt made in Bangladesh. Take Kick-Ass, a teenage boy who decided to become a superhero despite having no training and not even clavicles that comes with puberty. His first attempt at stopping a mugging resulted in him getting stabbed and hit by a car. Then there's Crimson Bolt, Dwight's true backstory. Crimson Bolt was born when his wife left him for a drug dealer, so he started fighting petty crime with a pipe wrench. By petty crime, I mean he sent a man to the intensive care unit for jumping a cinema queue. Don't even get me started on Javelin's goofy ass. His whole shtick was throwing a javelin. Oh, but he could be pretty powerful, just give him a chance. No, he died in his first mission. The only redeeming hero on this list is Agent Coulson, son of Cole. But even then, this lineup of heroes isn't stopping anything much other than a disorderly conduct dispute. These heroes do not have powers, nor are they near the peak of an elite human unlike
Level 2. Elite Human.
If you haven't noticed yet, I am not doing comics. Like bruh, I'm not trying to get into a heated argument on some niche comic released in Czechoslovakia from 1982 about Armadillo Man who ate the universe. I love comics, so this will have to be a whole separate video, but right now, we are only doing live action heroes, plus Invincible. Now where were we? Oh yeah, elite humans. Now there is definitely a spectrum on each of these levels. For example, the Punisher would beat the ink out of Rorschach, but in the grand scheme of things, they're both still elite humans. Don't get it twisted though, these heroes are most definitely capable, strong, determined and able to defend towns and maybe cities, but not civilizations. These are people who have no out-of-the-world superpowers but have weaponized several human capabilities to its absolute ceiling. This has led them to become some of, if not the most dangerous human beings on the planet. 2 of my favourite heroes sit on the same level, Rorschach and the Punisher. Frank Castle doesn't have a superpower unless you count pure rage. Paired with an extensive military background and a dead family, and you get an unstoppable force. An expert marksman, tactician, and skilled in hand-to-hand combat while being resourceful, the Punisher defines what it means to be an elite human, plus he beat the shit out of Daredevil. As for Rorschach, he operates on a similar frequency, with Ozymandias describing him as a man with the tenacity of a true sociopath. He spent years investigating crime in New York with no powers beyond peak human physicality, improvised gadgets, and relentlessness. We also have Black Widow on this level. She was put through a Soviet conditioning program as a child and emerged as a master of martial arts, espionage, infiltration, and psychological manipulation. She's gone toe-to-toe with enhanced super soldiers, aliens, and demigods using nothing but her raw skills. Other peak humans repping DC include Green Arrow and Peacemaker, and from MCU we have Hawkeye and Yelena. The difference between this level and the last is that these are the peak of what it means to be a human hero. Stay locked in the gym long enough and you too could make this level. But no amount of training or willpower can close the gap between the best a human can be and something that simply isn't human anymore. I present to you
Level 3. Superhero.
Level 2 heroes you can put a bullet through and the job's done, but level 3 gets a bit trickier as their superpowers are more prominent and otherworldly. Representing the MCU we have Captain America and Iron Man. Cap can outrun vehicles and hold back a helicopter with one arm, but that was light work for Cap as he also lifts Mjolnir, the weapon that is cosmically bound to worthiness. He also went band for band with Thanos alone, dual wielding both his shield and Mjolnir, summoning lightning and doing more damage to Thanos than any other hero had managed to at that point. But wait, my beautiful viewer, even you can become an extraordinary superhero on this level. All you need is a cool $1 billion and dead parents. We got Iron Man and Batman on this level as well. Yeah, I said this level is where we go beyond being a human, but guess what? There is nothing a few billion here and there can't do for you. Kicking it off with Iron Man, one of the few heroes where the power ceiling is entirely self-imposed by engineering constraints. His nanotech Mark 50 suit forms around his body on command and deploys weapons of increasing lethality which can absorb hits from 4. The weapon loadout also isn't fixed. The suit generates what the situation requires in real time, from energy blades and nanoshields to cannons and battering rams. Meanwhile, Jarvis helps calculate flight trajectories, threat assessments, targeting solutions, and on-the-fly troubleshooting. However, what prevents him from moving up a level is not just the engineering constraints, but also the fact his arc reactor is the energy budget for everything the suit does. The moment the reactor is compromised, every system degrades simultaneously. Moving on to Team DC, we have Beast Boy and Batman. What separates Batman from level 2 is the framework he's built. Before we even get to the tech, Bruce Wayne's physical baseline is exceptional. Trained by a secret legion of assassins, the League of Shadows, under Ra's al Ghul, he mastered every martial art on Earth. His suit amplifies this, as in The Dark Knight it is described as a successor to military body armor built from Kevlar and a hardened polymer shell. His cape is made from memory cloth, a rigid polymer that responds to an electrical charge, stiffening into a gliding surface on demand. The exosuit in Batman vs Superman pushes this further, as it is essentially powered alien armor, mechanically augmented, capable of withstanding impacts from a Kryptonian. Repping Team Others, we have Starlight, Kimiko, Oliver, and all them bozos from Guardians of the Globe that got pieced up by Omni-Man. Okay, putting Starlight in this tier was generous. If you've been keeping up with the boys, you know she's been getting dogged by D-rank soups. Hell, I reckon you there lying in bed could probably beat up Starlight. But anyway, optimized biology and brilliant technology only takes you so far when the next level contains beings who don't just fight armies, they are one.
Level 4, Apex Superhero.
We've left the realm of regular super. These bad boys will piece up your favorite supervillain, most of the time. Repping Team MCU, we got the Hulk and Storm, and repping Team DC, we got Cyborg, and finally repping Team Others, we got Billy Butcher. These heroes are weapons of mass destruction, and we are lucky they are on our side. Kicking things off, we have the Hulk, the most brutally nerfed comic hero by far. Despite this, the MCU Hulk is still an apex superhero. Gamma eradicated cells that restructure Bruce's entire physiology upon transformation. Muscle mass expanding exponentially, bone density increasing to near indestructible levels. The angrier he gets, the stronger he gets without a ceiling. In the Battle of New York, Hulk stops a Leviathan ship with a single punch, halting its momentum dead in its tracks before proceeding to rip through its thick armor plating. Repping MCU, we also have Storm, who can manipulate air currents and air pressure, pulling lightning out of nowhere, generating mist, making ice and snow happen, generating enough wind and having enough control over it to allow her to fly. She can bend the laws of nature, making it snow at the equator and conjure a monsoon in low moisture areas. She's also been shown to have control over tidal currents and can control the weather on alien worlds. And to wrap up, repping Team Other, we got Billy Butcher on V. Without powers, he is SAS trained, expert marksman and tactician with no moral boundaries. With V, it pushes his strength and durability to near Homelander levels. He's able to go toe-to-toe against him, and his tentacles can stop Homelander's flight momentum. Yes, that's bad writing, but don't hate me, I'm just the messenger. His tentacles were also strong enough to effortlessly rip Newman in half, a supe who previously tanked acid, point-blank bullets, and even Homelander's laser eyes without any damage. Speaking of lasers, Butcher also briefly gains laser eyes, Homelander's most destructive weapon, but now in the hands of a trained soldier, or should I say in the eyes. The difference between level 3 and level 4 is sustainability and scale. Level 3 heroes operate at the peak of what enhancement can achieve, bounded by physics, ultimately human in their limitations. Level 4 heroes operates on an entirely different level. But what happens when you take the concept of a hero and scale it to near god levels? And before we move on, sorry about the delay in uploading. The research for this video took a hell lot longer than the others, and while I love making these videos, it massively helps me out if you slap the subscribe button. Let's get this channel to 20k subscribers. Thank you.
Level 5. Demigod.
Level 4 gave you heroes who can defend cities with ease. Level 5 gives you heroes who can not only defend multiple cities from threats within Earth and outside of Earth, but galactic civilizations as well. Repping Team MCU, we have Sentry and Captain Marvel. Captain Marvel is a literal human-shaped star. Her power is photon energy absorption and projection. The more you hit her, the more dangerous she becomes, making conventional combat strategies redundant against her. She is able to fly into a dead star and reignite it, and single-handedly destroys Thanos' warship, punching through it like tissue paper, and holds his gauntlet open with her bare hands. Thanos needed to use the Power Stone just to push her back. As for Sentry, he combines flight, super strength and invulnerability. He has heightened senses that give him enhanced vision and hearing. His molecular control over his own body means he can regenerate from virtually any damage by reforming his physical structure at will, unlike Wolverine's healing. He is described as being more powerful than all the Avengers combined. I keep him at this level due to the lack of feats in the MCU, but if you know comics, you know sooner or later Sentry will rise to the next level. And repping Team DC, we have Wonder Woman and Black Adam. When Doomsday, a creature that had already overpowered both Batman and Superman simultaneously, fires his energy blast directly at her, she absorbs it into her bracers. Her head game is also just as strong as Superman's. She defeated Ares, who operates at speeds measured in hundreds of times the speed of sound, and fighting on equal footing with Kryptonian level threats. Her lasso was able to hold a much stronger Superman in place for a few moments, and Doomsday as well. We also have Black Adam on this level, who channels the power of 6 Egyptian gods simultaneously. The strength of Amun, which places him on the same physical tier as Superman. The speed of Heru, which clocks him at Mach 500 in atmosphere and faster than light in space. And the stamina of Shu, which means he never tires and never needs to breathe. And finally, repping Team Others, we got Omni-Man and Marie Monroe. Nolan is a Viltrumite, a warrior race that spent thousands of years culling its own weakest members until what remained was functionally a perfect biological weapon. He is capable of destroying planets and civilizations by speed blitzing it. If you've never seen Invincible and are wondering how strong he is, well, here he is chilling next to a black hole. He can cross planetary distances in minutes, but what separates Omni-Man from everyone below him isn't the strength or the speed, it's the combat experience. Nolan has been fighting for centuries. He has seen every fighting style, survived every category of damage, and has adapted to every opponent. What stops Omni-Man from being in a higher level is... As for Marie Moreau, not only is she a good Uber driver, but she's also hemokinetic. She can control blood and turn it into solid physical weapons such as tendrils or blades for close range combat, and launch offensive attacks using solidified blood with telekinetic control over it. This also means that every living thing with a circulatory system is a potential weapon in her hands. She can explode people from within, and paired with her ability to reconstruct severe injuries and restart vital bodily functions, this makes her an offensive and defensive powerhouse. This level pushes otherworldly powers to its limits. But even then, this level is mostly about raw offensive power output. What happens if we play with space, time and matter itself? Well, we get
Level 6. Cosmic.
Existence itself falls into the palms of these heroes. Repping Team MCU, we have Doctor Strange and Silver Surfer. Doctor Strange can manipulate magical energy drawn from other dimensions. He utilizes shields that exist outside physical space, portals that bypass distances, spells that manipulate time, matter and probability simultaneously. The Eye of Agamotto, housing the Time Stone, takes this further. The ability to loop, reverse and manipulate time as a combat tool is categorically different from anything at level 5. He went band for band, or should I say time for time, with Dormammu, an immortal deity. In Infinity War, he runs 14 million possible futures and identifies the single path to victory. His cloak of levitation is semi-sentient, responding independently to threats and effectively giving Strange a second combatant attached to his back at all times. At full prep and full power, he is cosmic. However, if Strange is caught off guard, stripped of the eye, or facing something that exists outside magical frameworks, he can be limited. Repping Team MCU, we also have the Silver Surfer, a being engineered by Galactus, the Devourer of Worlds. He was designed to cross the universe efficiently and survive anything it encountered. Silver Surfer yields energy manipulation, matter manipulation, near limitless strength and durability, and flights at speeds that exceed light itself. Silver Surfer flew into Galactus's core to destroy the planet Ether and can surf through wormholes and collapsing neutron stars. Surfer also survives being trapped inside it for what Reed Richards calculates would be a month without emerging noticeably damaged. In the DC corner, we have Zeus and Superman. This wouldn't be a superhero list without Supes himself. He is heads and toes above Omni-Man and Homelander, by the way, let's just get that out of the way. This is a being who survived a nuclear warhead detonating at point blank range, flew into the sun to recharge, and lifted an entire landmass of kryptonite into orbit while actively being poisoned by it. His power scales with exposure to the sun, so theoretically infinity. His heat vision is concentrated solar energy released through his optical system. His freeze breath is supercooled compressed air expelled at force which froze and shattered Steppenwolf's axe in a single breath. But what really makes Superman cosmic is his time reversal ability, where he flew faster than light until time ran backwards to save Lois Lane. And finally, in Team Others, we have The Mask, who might actually be my favourite on this list. Man, do I love that movie. The Mask is endowed with the powers of the god Loki, making the wearer completely immune to absolutely everything and capable of practically anything. The Mask operates with Toon Force, essentially making him a god, as stupid as it sounds. He can conjure anything and everything from nowhere. Once again, no ceiling because there are no rules. I would love to put him on level 7, but he does take it off when he sleeps, so I don't know, I guess you could choke him out in his sleep or something. Anyway, level 6 moved beyond sheer power and operates on a cosmic level. However, they haven't reached a level of existing outside the very framework of reality itself. Universally existential heroes, godlike if you will, I present to you
Level 7. Existential omnipotence.
We have now reached omnipotent levels. These are heroes that can and do exist beyond our dimension and beyond our reality. On the throne for Team MCU, we have Loki, God of Stories, and Phoenix Force Jean Grey. And repping Team DC, we have Dr. Manhattan and Lucifer Morningstar. Loki spent centuries learning all he could about time-related science, and in an increasingly desperate attempt to solve the temporal loom crisis, he ends up destroying it. The branches disperse into the void and begin to decompose. He then seizes the threads of whole universes crumbling in the palm of his hands and pulls them together through a portal to the end of time. He then wraps himself into time variance authority branches of the multiverse, becoming a living Yggdrasil, the world tree, with infinite timelines rooted in his body and sustained by his magic for eternity. Loki now harnesses the power of time within himself, existing as an entity beyond the multiverse, able to oversee all of existence from a place outside space and time. Next up, we have Jean Grey's Phoenix Force. She channels power through a cosmic force that has existed since the beginning of the universe, absorbing the energy of a dying star and can unmake matter itself at a molecular level. She is able to exist as pure consciousness, resurrect herself, and survive in the void of space. Her instantaneous reaction speed prevents getting blitzed, and she wields matter manipulation, telekinetic molecular dismantling, and reality warping abilities. To top it off, she has Omega level telepathy, can shut down or control minds on a planetary and cosmic scale. Moving on to Team DC, we have Dr. Manhattan. He exists outside of time, perceiving past, present, and future simultaneously. He restructures matter at atomic levels with a thought and exists at all points in his life simultaneously. And then arriving last but not least, and carrying the heaviest credentials of all, is Lucifer Morningstar. Lucifer is at least 1 trillion years old, existing since the dawn of creation itself. He was born seconds after the universe began and ruled hell for millennia and even tempted Eve in the garden. His power set as the Archangel, the most powerful of God's children, is limitless. Ultimate invulnerability, speed that exceeds human perception, the ability to resurrect the dead, healing powerful enough to restore dying angels, interdimensional travel, control over celestial objects like the Blade of Death. Every celestial being, angel and demon alike, bends the knee to him, recognizing Lucifer as the new god after his father retires. With that being said, this level operates outside of comprehensible existence. Infinite speed and strength are negligible when these heroes can manipulate space, time, and matter, and in some cases, govern it.
Level 8. Stan Lee.
And if you want to see the 7 levels of TV series, check out this video here. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to see the 7 levels of supervillains. Thanks for watching.